Hello there. Welcome again to Thought for the Week. We're looking at the story of Gideon, and there's a good reason for doing it. Gideon was a guy who, when we were introduced to him in Judges 6, was utterly terrified of the situation in his country. Everything around seemed to be threatened, and he was beyond coping. And we're introduced to him in Judges 6 and verse 11. The angel of the Lord came and sat down under the oak in Ophrah that belonged to Joash the Abiezrite, where his son Gideon was threshing wheat in a winepress to keep it from the Midianites. That's a curious little statement, isn't it? Threshing wheat in a winepress. But a winepress in those days was a pit in the ground into which you leapt and tramped up and down on grapes to squeeze out all the juice. That's how they made wine in those days. But you would never think of beating out wheat in a wine press, not down in a pit. To beat out wheat, you need a big open threshing floor so that there's a cross wind to blow the chaff away. And if you don't do that, that chaff is going to get stuck all over you. And if you're down in a pit trying to do it, oh goodness, you can imagine the mess. But why was Gideon doing that? Out of fear. He was terrified because the nation was being invaded by these foreign peoples who meant nothing but ill as far as the Israelites were concerned. He was terrified. Everybody was terrified with him. But then, all of a sudden, the next verse tells us, when the angel of the Lord appeared to Gideon. The angel of the Lord? Good heavens, that must have been equally terrifying, suddenly to see an angel standing next to you, right when you don't expect it. But the Lord speaks through his angel, and this is what he says. The Lord is with you, mighty warrior. Mighty warrior? What sort of description was that to give to Gideon, the man in the pit? Well, it was ridiculous. How could it be an angel of the Lord to come out with a silly statement like that? But it was the angel of the Lord. However, you can understand Gideon's reaction. But sir, verse 13, but sir, Gideon replied, if the Lord is with us, why has all this happened to us? Where are all his wonders that our fathers told us about when they said, did not the Lord bring us up out of Egypt? But now the Lord has abandoned us and put us into the hand of Midian. That was Gideon's take on the situation. Panic-stricken. No hope. But was that the truth? Was that really the way things were? Well, not if we take note of the Lord's reply. Next time, we'll look at that, and I think you'll find it immensely encouraging and immensely applicable to where you and I are right now. But for now, goodbye.